No time, he's won the lag and will be getting us underway. We'll be providing split screen coverage the whole way through, 2 tables out in this arena. We'll be focusing on table 1, which is the right hand table as you look at it, but we'll be providing updates on what's happening on the left hand side from time to time as well. It's England that won the lag and Carl Sutton that has broken off on the right hand table. His opponent Charlie Verwade. And over on the left hand side of the arena we've got England's Mike King squaring off against Nicolas Rimbaud of France. The England team looked in pretty imperious form, it has to be said. Of the 4 teams that we watched in action yesterday night, the England team were by far the pick of the bunch. They just looked very clinical, as they always do when they're in and amongst the balls. You just felt that if they got even a half chance, they were going to take advantage. France ultimately actually looked pretty good. There were the moments where the Maltese were coming back at them and it looked like it could go all the way, but the French held their nerve and played well in that match. I think they're going to need to find a new gear today though, because playing this England team is a different proposition. They've won this title over and over again. So much experience between them. Names like Lee Kendall, Carl Sutton, Ben Flack that we've seen in so many previous World Championships. Likewise Mike King, Shane Thompson, Giuseppe D'Imperio coming through from the junior ranks. And then the 7th member of the starting lineup, a slightly newer face but still a very experienced one, Dan Eaton-Lees. It's also an embarrassment of riches on the bench for England. Aaron Davis, Wayne Gardner and Phil Mallam all in reserve should that be required. Carl Sutton leading from the front like we've seen in many recent campaigns. Doesn't look like he's going to be taking too long about this finish. Good break, ball split up nicely and he's taken them well since then. I'm not sure the England team exactly needed a statement of intent. I think everybody knew exactly what their intent was and how well capable they were of delivering it, but still doesn't hurt to start with a good finish like this. Just never looked like missing at any stage in this finish, Carl Sutton. Black ball safely down, first blood drawn by England. They lead France by 1-0.
Carl Sutton draws first blood. To come in is Dan Eaton-Lees versus Cedric Nicolette.
Yeah, and this is a face we didn't see last night. Aaron Davis was part of the starting lineup for England last night. He's been substituted for Dan Eaton-Lees. Very difficult situation really if you're Steve Mills, the England manager. All the players are so good. The fact that Aaron didn't perform quite as well as some of the other players doesn't really say very much about him. It was just everybody played so well last night. It would be pretty hard to say that anybody should have been dropped based on that convincing performance, but it's just a case of trying to rotate the team around and give everyone a fair chance.
And, looks like France has just missed position on that left table.
Yeah, Nicholas is going to be pretty annoyed with that. He had a good opportunity, he just needed to land on that red, and you can see the blacks hanging invitingly for him. Not going to be so easy from the position he's currently in. So it'll be Dan Eaton-Lees to break for England in frame 3. Chapman on the right hand table and Matt Ward over on the left. Sterling job being done by all the tournament officials this week. So black ball potted off the break. We'll be calling John into service again to rack these balls up. No penalty of course for potting the black off the break, it's just a re-rack and we start again. Gives us a moment while the balls are being racked up to see what's happening over the other side of the arena, where Mike King has gladly skipped to the table after his opponent failed to pop that red out of the snooker. So it looks a pretty tempting position. Mike's one of the best attacking players on the England team, so I can't imagine him having too much trouble from here. This is pretty much a routine practice position for anybody even close to this standard.
Dan is very meticulous about making sure all balls are touching.
Yeah, you often see that in the team matches because the players know they're only going to get 1 or 2 breaks in the match. They want to make absolutely sure it counts.
It's certainly a good break, and also yellow's gone down.
Yeah, I think there was a moment he was worried that wasn't such a good break because nothing had gone in, but the last yellow rolling made the pocket.
Yellows are down, reds are all still up. Yellows are close to the cushion, but they're just about all potable. There's just that awkward yellow next to the red on the right hand, top right hand, near the balk line there on the right.
30 seconds.
So this will be the first time I see Dan Eaton at the table.
Yeah, I think anybody that turns up with an England waistcoat on comes with a pretty good badge of quality. You can be pretty sure they're going to be a useful player.
So it looks like he's going to take on Plant. I'm surprised he didn't take that shot early, but I guess it's insurance. It was in or over. It was going to be a good shot. Takes control of this bottom left-hand pocket. So let's see what Cedric can do for France.
Meanwhile, calamity over the other side of the arena. Mike King slipped out of position, left himself a tricky double, which he came very close to making, but unfortunately it's got away from him. There was a moment it looked like he was going to go in off, but actually he hasn't, so he's left his opponent a tricky shot. Back on the main table, Dan Eaton Lee's not in bad shape, but now his opponent's managed to get the top left pocket covered. That's changed things slightly.
Referee caught him to adjudicate a touching ball. Of course, if it is, we must fire away. So Dan Eaton Lee's for England. And yellows. So now England have got both these pockets covered at the bottom of screen. So France will have their work cut out to deal with those 4 balls that are closest to these 2 pockets.
Meanwhile, Mike King gets the job done. Needed a second invite at the black, but ultimately completes the clearance. So 2-0 to England.
So they're off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really even need to get off to a good start to be front runners in a match, but that'll certainly help.
And incoming would be Shane Thompson and Jean-Michel José.
Look at the England lineup, and there's just no weaknesses. If you're the French team, whichever of them you get drawn against, are top-class individual players, as well as being part of the team. We saw Carl Sutton, who was up first, appear in the men's individual semi-final, where he lost a tight match to Mick Hill. Lee Kendall, the England captain, of course, has been in a couple of individual finals and has been an absolute stalwart of this tournament.
That's ended off. So France get an opportunity here on the right table. So this is Cedric.
Yeah, it's not a bad position for Cedric. can put the ball where he likes and can obviously therefore cannon out the red and yellow together on the right hand side. So we're going to have a problem at the bottom of the table though, where that yellow is blocking the pocket.
Those balls are apart. He's just got the issue with these two balls in the bottom right of screen. Closest his pocket that's covered by the yellow.
Yeah, there are a few things for him to think about here. Also, the ball below the red, below the black, isn't entirely accessible.
May have an opportunity now if he can just stun into that position. I'm sure he was hoping to knock that out then.
Yeah, he wanted a full ball hit on that to knock it into the middle of the table, just brushed off it.
We take on the double on that red now.
Yeah, he may have to, although he's put
Two
himself
shots.
under some pressure, because if this doesn't go in, you can't really see him clearing up from here.
It's a lovely double though, and he's still got two shots. The opportunity to try and double this ball closest to yellow into the bottom left, and at the same time knock that other red towards the middle.
Yeah, it's the second bit of that that's important, isn't it? He should be able to get the double somewhere in or over the pocket, but it's just making sure he leaves a shot at the other ball.
It's a good shot. Unfortunately, not a good result on that red. And that's two shots back to England.
The difficulty he had there was, in order to hit it hard enough to get the other ball out, he had to play it at that kind of weight, which wasn't going to leave the ball over the pocket if he missed it. He might have been better playing it a bit slower and making a bit more sure of the double. It's a slightly nervy first shot, didn't really get that close to the pocket there. Still got the second visit though.
So this is Dan Eaton, Lees of England. It's a good shot. Competently, but position on the white's not as good as he would have liked.
No, this is actually quite a tricky positional shot he's left himself now. But obviously he's preferred to take the two balls out in bulk first and then come down the table for this one, not least because the one he's now going to have to pot is really the easiest way to get on the black.
Looks like he's shaping up for a big screw back. Unfortunately, he's caught the black and prevented him going as far as he would have liked, but that yellow is still potable.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be too unhappy with that, because if he hadn't hit the black, it was going to be tricky to get back onto it, so I think he probably had to sacrifice prime position on the yellow.
It's a nice pot. Nice controlled pot, and finishes up perfectly on the black.
Yeah, that's a beautiful positional shot. So made that look a little more difficult than it needed to, but took out a good finish in the
Dan
end.
Lees, who's come into this team, has managed to get the first frame on the board for himself, and the third for England. They lead 3 frames to 0. He defeated Cedric Nicolec. Incoming player is Captain Lee Kendall, up against Victorin Labar. They'll be on the right table. So these team championships started way back in 1992, when Australia, England and New Zealand got together, decided to form the World 8-Ball Pool Federation and commence having World Championships in England each year, which the English Pool Association host, and that we're very thankful for. They do a tremendous job. They certainly have all the infrastructure in place with an expert team. Many of them great experience, and some even been there since the beginning. So this is the culmination of the team event for 2019. France. So this is another black ball potted.
Yeah, that's
Another
nice. You
re-rack.
see that? Two in the first 5 frames.
The referees are getting a bit of practice at setting up the balls today. I saw my first one in the last match in the under-23s, so now we've had 2 more for the day.
It's not really any reliable way of getting the black deliberately moving, not that you'd be trying to anyway. It's more just luck whether it gets kicked by something.
So John Chapman doing a job of re-racking. Lee Kendall's going to be breaking. He goes extreme left. He's as extreme as anybody that I see putting from the left. I'm interested to see if he takes the second ball of the head ball. Takes the yellow ball, which was the second ball in. And he's got a good reaction. 2 yellows down and several reds. It's a great break.
Yeah, he's one of not many top players that consistently employs that cut break. I understand why. That it's a good break, and particularly on tables where the balls don't rack very well. That's obviously not the case on these tournament tables, but sometimes you play on tables that look a bit worn. The reason it's better is that the second ball down is touching 4 other balls, whereas the top one is only touching 2, so sometimes it's just easier to get the power in. I think generally it's seen as being a good break for potting a ball, but you don't always split them quite so well, so sometimes you leave yourself slightly harder finishes.
I must admit I've never analysed the break to that extent, but it sounds logical. It's certainly an important part of the game now. It's like the serve in tennis.
Yeah, particularly at this level. I think at a lower level it doesn't really matter quite so much. That people generally like breaking and will generally choose to break if given the chance, but at this level you get so few chances, you've got to take any opportunity you get.
Well, you get first opportunity at the table.
Yeah, and that's what Lee's got here. You also get a choice of colours.
White had interesting spin on it then. It was spinning in a circular action, like a top.
Yeah, trying to force the white over towards the left-hand side cushion.
You're going to play this red off the yellow to the middle.
Yeah, I think eventually that's his plan.
And of course that'll clear the black.
So he's going to take this one first because he's landed on one of the more tricky ones, so he may as well remove this one and screw back to close to where the cue ball is now.
That's a good shot, as you'd expect from Lee.
It's not a formality, this shot. The yellow's not in the perfect place for this. He did it relatively thick, which makes it quite hard to judge.
He's played it nicely.
Yeah, he's played it really well.
Just left himself an awkward bridge. So I'm interested to see how he works his way back to the black. He's able to hit the white ball low enough.
This has been a good finish from Lee.
Certainly is. It's a great finish from Lee Kendall. He certainly still got the touch. So Lee Kendall makes it 4-0 for England against Turin Labar, who unfortunately didn't get to the table.
Team looking pretty rampant at the moment. 4-0 lead already. Next to no time. Yeah, and as you say, very hard situation there for Victor, and you've worked so hard to get to this World Championship final, you don't even get a shot.
And if you thought you'd played the first 5 players, guess who's coming in? Giuseppe D'Imperio and Ben Flack.
Yeah, it's not a team that gets weaker as it goes down the order.
So to come in is Giuseppe D'Imperio versus Cedric Ciberville. And it's Cedric to break for France. potted.
Split up pretty well. Going to stay with the Reds, obviously.
So he's got a very good spread. Might just be a little bit tricky to pot that red near this yellow on the left, because I don't imagine it goes past into this bottom left-hand pocket.
No, he's going to need to find some way of cannoning into it.
Might be able to do that now. That's exactly what he's tried to do.
That could not have worked out better.
It will go into the middle now. I may choose to take it now. He's going to continue with plan A, possibly, and take that red into the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, I think it's probably desirable to take the one bottom right first, just screw the cue ball back to close to where he is.
That's exactly what he's done. He's got a good position on that yellow, on that red now to put into the middle pocket.
Yeah, if anything, he's hit that a bit too well. It's got a bit too much spin on
Yeah.
it. He's now going to have to maybe play with a trace of side to get the cue ball up the table. If he was a bit straighter, he could have just run through it.
So that's another frame on the left. Looks like France must have won that one, because red balls are missing. Action at plenty. So that will be in Jean-Michel José getting first frame on the board for France.
In fact, a fairly tight angle on that ball to the middle pocket, and it looks like he's been able to just find the gap between the yellow and the black in the centre of the table to drop on this red, so no need for any positional heroics, which is lucky because actually seeing the angle of that pot, I don't think it would have been easy to force the white out.
No, that's right, those pots into the middle are always tricky at angle. So you should be able to take this cut into the middle reasonably comfortably and just follow through and put the other red in the same pocket. No. So quite soft. Finished up here. Knocking it forward, so now he's going to have to take it into that top right hand pocket.
Yeah, there's always that betwixt in between there.
So a little lead 4-1 at this early stage of this first set in the match.
Seconds.
That's a poor result for France, seeing that white ball get swallowed up by that middle pocket.
Yeah, it is, because he did pot the ball as well, but he lost control of the white in the process. Which is a pretty nice position for Giuseppe coming to the table.
Doesn't seem in any hurry. Just keeping calm, steady.
I assume he's going to try and play a cannon into the two yellows on the right hand cushion, because otherwise I think he'd just take the ball in bulk while he was down there.
Didn't quite hit him the way he would have liked.
Doesn't matter too much because he's got the two shots. Fortunately for him, he still landed on a pot.
The score needs to be corrected at 4-1. Currently showing 4-0 still.
England will be keen to claim ownership of that one frame that they've managed to get.
I think so. Giuseppe D'Imperio on yellows, England on yellows, France on the reds.
He has got an angle here if he wants to cannon into those two yellows on the right hand cushion again. Not strictly necessary to do because he has got the shot in hand. Going for the sensible percentage option of setting them up rather than taking on a pot that could have been missed. He's played that in a nice controlled way. He was always leaving himself the one in the middle, worst case, but he's also landed on another one to the bottom left hand corner.
So we have to back Giuseppe from here to clear these 4 yellows and the black. There's a black there to France. They've got their second frame on the board.
Yeah, Francois Maritel doing the honours there.
It's bent black. So England lead 4-2. So the score is correct now on the screen.
Well, it's about to change because Giuseppe's only 2 balls away from making it 5-2.
And on the left table it's Cal Sutton to come in against Cedric Kelly.
So just this straight black mid-distance for Giuseppe to claim frame number 7, extending England's lead to 3 frames again.
And England lead 5-2 after Giuseppe D'Imperio plants the black against Cedric Sedeville. So 5-2 after the first set, and on the right table it will be Mike King to play Jean-Michel José of France. Referees today, Matt Ward and John Chapman. A wonderful effort by all the referees over this last week and a half. They've been under enormous pressure with long days.
Yeah, they've done a sterling job, John Hope and his team.
It's a big break. But I don't think anything yes, one red.
Yeah,
one red has gone down.
Yeah, it was a big break there.
Unfortunately, his white is stuck in this corner, and it's certainly on reds. Got that red very close to it. He may just choose to play safety off that red and hide as close to it as possible.
Yellow ball's nominated. 30 seconds.
He's going to choose yellows, I think. Red yellows, potted yellows, so he's on yellows.
I think he'll quite fancy the job with these yellows. One on the right hand side cushion, you take a bit of potting, but the others are in fairly accessible places.
This is Mike King. Played that nicely. Use that yellow off the cushion as well.
It's not completely straightforward because the red bottom right is blocking the obvious path for a couple of the yellows, but it should be possible to work around that. This is the kind of frame where Mike King's in his element. He's a very good potter, very good attacking player.
So he can run this yellow down past the red. No, he's going to go the middle first. rotate that nearest yellow either down the under into the middle. It's a nice pot. Very confident long pot.
Well, yeah, I mean, he deliberately left himself that. That was actually, although it looked like it was in the middle of the table, one of the more difficult balls to get on. He was happy to leave himself the shot at distance. Not only that, but he's played a great shot to get behind this one. Because now it's fairly straightforward.
Something there. Straight onto that yellow into the middle, like you want to be with those angled shots into the middle.
So you have to leave it till last because that's the only way of getting on the black, even though he is perfectly on it at the moment.
He's gone that way again so that he stays on this side for the black.
This is a good angle. He can just run the white on and off the cushion. Just needs to drop this in pocket weight.
And just run the black down to the top right hand pocket.
This was a deceptively difficult clearance actually. He had to play more difficult shots than it might have looked at first glance.
He's chewed the black. Right, so it's an opportunity.
Yeah, and a carbon copy of the first frame. His first frame he'd cleared up and then the black escaped him.
So this is Jean-Michel José. He has opportunity for France.
It's a good opportunity. While the ball that's nearest to the black, they're all very accessible.
And that was another win to France. Cedric Colette defeated Carl Sutton. So the score is 5-3 at present to England. In a best of 21 frames where it's a race to...
First team to 11 wins the world
11.
title.
This men's team event.
So certainly not looking quite so one-sided. There was a moment when England were 4-0 up, which really looked like they were running away with it. 5-3 sounds a bit different from that.
Yeah, well, if you consider it was 4-0, that means we've gone 3-1 the last 4 frames.
Jean-Michel going about this nicely at the moment. The difficulty will be the one nearest the black. He's going to need to try and drop behind that at some stage.
Will he try now, taking the angles at the table? You would think that he'll organise his position on this red in the middle of the table first. So he's got cut on this red in the middle right. And he takes that end ball into the top left and slides across. Some of his preferences.
Yeah, he's not quite perfect on this. He can't get onto the difficult one. Well, can't get directly. He can leave a double.
Yeah.
I think what he's going to try and do is leave himself a bit of angle. That's pretty much perfect. He can now cut the one into the top left, and the white will naturally be coming along the line of the book line. Just needs to judge the weight. Quite a lot of angle. It may be that easy to hold.
Bit of work to do with this cut. They can be a little bit tricky.
This is also not a situation where he can afford just to leave the ball over the pocket, because he's going to leave his opponent the black, so he's got to pot this. In a way, strange to say, that almost takes some of the pressure off. There's no thought of trying to leave it near. It's either in or you lose the frame.
That's it. And he's played it beautifully. Unfortunately, he's got that not very nice kiss on the red.
Yeah, that's a pretty horrible outcome.
He's looking to see if that squeezes in there.
He's going to do very well to get this safe. Also, he hasn't even really got enough space to double the ball up and down the table.
So this is Jean-Michel José. Finds himself in a bit of a predicament.
30 seconds.
So they seem to be on the red balls. Red balls on the right table, red balls on the left table.
Keeps it simple for us.
Unfortunately, that didn't come off.
Yes,
And,
indeed.
this should be elementary for King to just step up and send England to a 6-3 lead in this men's team final of these 2019 World Championship. King defeated Jean-Michel Jose.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame for Jean-Michel that he didn't even get a shot on that last red. He'd taken the balls pretty well up until that point.
So coming back in is Dan Eaton-Lees for England. And he'll be playing Carly Verwoerd. My guess at the pronunciation.
Had 2 days to guess at this now.
Maybe at the end of the championships I'll ask him.
Yeah, that was maybe a step we should have taken before the final.
We'll call him Carly. Charlie.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not even sure.
Probably Charlie.
Not even sure.
And the French, I don't think they've got Ch. Not with CH. I thought the H kills the Ch.
Well, anyway, we can agree that it's Shane Thompson playing him at least.
Yeah.
Oh, in fact, it's not.
No, it's,
We're having this debate.
it's Dan Eaton-Lees.
Yes, no, it's Shane Thompson against Nicholas Rimbaud. The match you're talking about is already happening on the left.
Yes, on the left-hand side.
So you don't even need to concern yourself with how to
No.
pronounce.
So I'll stick to Nicholas Rimbaud. That's a bit easier
We can do these two.
against Shane Thompson. So England's the home side, so they don't change sequence unless they make a substitute.
When we say home side for these purposes, we don't mean literally that they're here, but just for a knockout draw like this, you kind of need to have fixed one order and then the other team rotates their order. So England right down 1 to 7, and that's just decided because they're the highest seeds in the tournament. It's nothing to do with physically being the home side. Yeah, we'll take good advantage either way, of course. So Shane Thompson lost his first frame. He'll be looking to make amends here.
And he's at the table at the moment on reds. He's just got that awkward red here with close to the black, but it can go in the bottom right-hand pocket.
30 seconds.
Yeah, he's really just going to have to take the 4 balls at the top of the table, and then it's all about playing a good positional shot. He's got that ball over the middle pocket, which should make it fairly easy. He's going to play a plant in the middle first. Should try and leave something near the middle to get down for the one at the bottom. Or is he going to try and send this ball down?
That red comes past this pocket.
Yeah, I think it does just about. He's not
You've got to just miss that yellow.
got the right angle though to play that and get down for the one near the black off this shot.
The other shot is to take that red to the top, top left and come around with the white into this bottom left-hand corner. But with the position where he is, he'll probably take the red to the bottom left.
30 seconds.
Having a good look at it. Looks like England's already on the black on the left table. He's taking that ball, but I thought he might if he's going to go that way.
Yeah, he was trying to land dead straight on this red, but he literally did need to be dead straight if the shot was going to be easy.
He's with an opportunity on the left table.
It's actually quite a difficult spot that Shane Thompson's got himself into here. He doesn't like it, suffice to say.
It's very awkward. So she's trying to get enough to try and get out of his snooker here. Unless he plays a deliberate foul.
There's something particularly annoying in pool about snookers of your own making. It's one thing when your opponent snookers you, but I think you may feel that he didn't need to be in this position.
It's a nice shot.
That's about what he could do from that.
But it's a good defensive shot as well. Although that yellow does go into the right middle. But there's a pressure that if you miss,
Yes,
your opponent on.
Yeah, that's the trouble with that one. He's tempted by a safety option.
And speaking of pressure, team pressure is always different to playing an individual match. You're playing for your country and your teammates. Even though the principles are the same, and that is that you have to keep pretty cool and calm if you want everything to be functioning the way it should to have a good, smooth queuing action. Good look at this red.
Well, I think you can actually see the red, can't you?
You can.
Not really a very good shot to have left him.
How do we try and slide her off the black? Actually goes in without having to slide off the black. That's a great shot.
Yeah,
Distance.
What was good is the way he held the white.
Yes.
The pot was okay, but he needed to make sure the white didn't fly up the other end.
Yeah. It was a brilliant pot. Well done, Shane Thompson. Defeats Nicholas Littlebot, which means England take a 7-3 lead in this World Championship team final. And to come in on the right table is Lee Kendall versus Cedric Soberville. Looks a little bit awkward on the left table. No, France is on red, so they've got more balls to hit.
Yeah, damage and Lee's missed a tricky black down the right hand cushion. He had a very thin clip, which he hit too thick. Since then, it's got into a bit of a mess.
So this is Cedric to break on the right table for France. Red balls have gone down. And white is in the thick of the action here. We've got a red across the table to the middle pocket, or red down the cushion to the right corner pocket. Right bottom corner pocket.
Red ball's in play.
He's going to take that
30 seconds.
red to the middle. Nicely played. A good angle to get his white to the middle of the table if he puts this red down to the bottom right hand pocket. So you see what shot he takes here. He can play a double into the bottom right, or he can try and slide it, but he loses his white. He can take that red to the top right hand corner, which is the option he looks like he's going to take. This is the pot.
Well,
Nearly
almost an unusual flip.
I could see it wasn't going to make it, but certainly heading for that middle pocket. An unusually longer frame on this left table.
Yes, they've got themselves into a bit of a mess there. The black's got stuck where it won't really pop. Dan's had a few goes at it, but there's just nothing you can really do. Now, Lee Kendall played a very good frame clearing from the breaker. His first frame. It's not quite such a simple opportunity, but it's not a bad one here.
That's right, Lee Kendall's the opponent here, isn't he? His opponent Cedric's been at the table for a fair while for his body of the 3 balls.
Yeah.
Off the break.
Yes, so we're going to see what Lee can make of this situation. If you can negotiate, just looking at a plant here, if you can negotiate this could really open things up.
It's a nice pot.
Yeah, and look at the balls now, they
Very
all
well.
go.
Got a big pocket in the middle for this yellow that he's close to. Or he can take it straight to the top left. This slightly nearest bottom cushion to the bottom right. Play the double by the looks into the middle.
30 seconds.
He's underplayed it.
Oh, far be it from me to question Lee Kendall's choice of shot, because he knows better than pretty much anyone, but that seems slightly unnecessary to take that as a double unless he was absolutely sure of it.
He didn't play it with great assertion there, that's what I can't understand. But if he was going to take it on, it would have been...
I suppose, to be fair, when you look at the position, if that drops in, he is in absolutely prime position to roll
right.
one in bottom left and then the other one in the middle.
That's right, yeah.
30 seconds.
He just came round and had a hopeful look as to whether that ball potted top left, but I'm afraid it doesn't.
It was an interesting shot. Just taking that ball off the cushion.
Yeah, obviously confident that the yellows couldn't be cleared up, so thought it was worth the risk.
It's a good shot because it covers that pocket.
Yeah, played that at the right way.
So the score's stopped ticking over now for a little while.
Yeah, things have slowed down significantly on both sides of the arena. Over on the left-hand side, they've been chasing this black around for quite some time.
Congratulations to the 2019 Junior World Champions, England.
30 seconds.
his stopwatch.
Yeah, 60-second time limit, of course, for all shots.
With a warning after 30 seconds. So we're gathering the red balls in that middle pocket.
That was actually a well thought through shot, because that's made the yellow much harder to get out and removed the possibility of Lee being able to play a plant down the left hand side of the table. And he does have an angle to pot this one and cannon into the yellow if he fancies it. It's not the most straightforward shot, obviously. I think you could play that without fouling. It's not like either of those reds are going to fall in. I consider it's worth the risk. You have to play off 2 cushions.
Nice pot on the yellow. Let's see what
Does he think the yellow goes off the red?
they will do. Red might even. No,
Well, that's good enough. He doesn't need to get it done here and now. That's got things into a good position.
pushed red to safety and set up his yellow. Clever shot.
Seconds.
So he's just touched that. He's left Lee Kendall snookered. Good shot on the left table. Carly runs.
Yes, it looks like we're maybe about to see the resolution to that frame. Just this simple red and then the black along the bottom cushion. Don't think he's going to be able to get too close to the black. I think he's just going to have to settle for a longer shot.
30 seconds.
Decent effort from Lee Kendall, but not quite.
Still, Cedric's got his work cut out to clear all these reds here, even with 2 shots. I assume that first one does go, or is it jammed in against the jaw and yellow? I think it goes.
Yes, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
Maybe if we had an aerial shot we'd be able to see. There we are, it certainly does go. That's a good black on the left table. So far, so I've just got another frame.
Yes, that miss on the black will be a tricky one. Ultimately proved costly for Danny from Leeds.
So it's 7-4 now to England.
So France make it a game of it at least. Still going to be tough to overhaul this lead, but they're staying in contention.
Definitely, certainly quite a respectable score at this stage after 11 frames. And now it's Giuseppe D'Imperio to come in against Francois Martel. Kendall and Cedric Sevilla. Right table. So I'm just going to try and run this red down to this pocket. It was a good shot. A little bit harder, and it would have been in. That would have been what he needed if he was going to have any chance of making his clearance.
Yes, if it had gone in, he would have had a chance. Well, he does still have a chance. He can cut one ball in and cannon the other one out.
Yes. Yeah. Got the perfect position for it. well played. Of course, that black goes into the middle pocket.
May not have any choice but to cannon out the red on the left-hand side of the table. The cut to the bottom right is quite thin, so I don't know whether he can play it slowly enough that he can hold this side of the red. If not, he may have to go into it.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you can play this soft enough and hold the white,
30 seconds.
and you've got that red into the middle of the yellow, or even straight in. This is the way he's going to go. Playing with lots of bottom by the looks. Trying to hold his white. Not quite. He's got a double on it.
Well,
Double in the middle past the black. It's a smaller
that's,
pocket.
that's adventurous. Might be safe to treble it if you're going to play that shot, to treble it into what's a slightly bigger pocket off the yellow on the left-hand side.
I think it's a fairly big pocket because of blacks. Just you might clip the black on the way through. I don't think there's too much danger of potting the black unless you play it really badly. He's going to have a go, I think. There we go, beautiful shot.
That was
That's
good
a great shot. That's an inspiring frame for France. Cedric Sourville against Lee Kendall. He's beaten the captain. So England lead 7-5. And to come in will be Ben Flack against Victorine Labarre.
Yeah, Victorine, who hasn't actually had a shot yet in this match. His opponent cleared against him off the break, so he'll be keen to have his first actual go. It's his break, so guaranteed the one shot minimum.
So France are having a good second stanza here. They're 3-2 up in this second set.
And it looks like
The score is
it's about to go 7-6. As Francois Maritel has just won his second frame of the match against Giuseppe D'Imperio.
So France are putting a little bit of pressure on England. Could be interesting. I'm sure that's what all the neutrals will want to see.
Yeah, it seems a long time ago we were saying the score was 4-0 and England were running away with it. Now France are very much making a game.
And if you... Yeah, so from when it was 4-0, France have gone 6-3. So Cal Sutton and Nicholas Holbrook to come in on the right table.
On the left table.
Left table. Right table will be Ben Flack and Victorine Labarre.
And it's Victorine that's breaking.
Two reds just snuck in that middle pocket.
Yeah, spotted three reds in fact.
Three missing reds. I didn't see where the other one went. And yeah, all the yellows are there. That's amazing.
It's a strange break because they're not actually
Love to
split
see
up
it.
that well apart from that.
Love to see a replay of that break.
But it's kind of a good break, although it's not actually the easiest position he's left himself.
No, because you've got that red close to the yellows. Every time he's going to select yellows.
Yeah, I think he's got to. He can't very well actually take reds, even though it looks tempting.
So he's played in and broken one out.
It isn't bad because he can cut the one to the bottom right hand corner and cannon the other one.
Yeah, it breaks that yellow out as well. Should be able to nudge it towards that bottom left-hand pocket.
Actually, that should afford quite a natural position to choice of a couple of shots.
Yeah. Second shot. Quite the angle I thought it was going to transpire, but
No, he didn't quite hit it quite as full as he wanted to, which is why the whites skimmed across
which
the
means
top of it.
this next shot's a bit awkward. I'm not sure if that yellow goes into the middle. I don't think so. The one that's
Yeah, nearest
stuck
black.
on the black.
Yeah, if he'd have caught that a bit fuller, the white would have been nearer the middle of the table, which would have given him a choice of shots.
Okay, no, definitely it doesn't go. It's too fine a cut for it to go into the middle.
He's given himself a bit of a problem there, hasn't
He has,
he?
because
Shots are the long ones up the
doesn't
other
have
end.
an easy shot.
30 seconds.
You can take that long yellow to the top right.
Yeah, I think he's just going to have to commit to this one.
Well, let's face it, if you're going to beat England, you're going to have to pull off some big shots.
Well, I think it's going to be.
And, yeah,
Okay.
he's done that very well. Just, again, hasn't got a good clean.
Yeah, I was a bit confused about how he was playing the position there. That always looked the way he was
Well,
squaring
I think
up
he
to-
just concentrated on potting that
Yeah.
ball and just ran through. If he'd run a bit more, would have been a little bit better. So where's he going to take this? He can run it into that bottom left-hand pocket. And if he slides across, he'll be on that yellow, which is closest to the black. But no, he's not going that way at all. He's going to come the other way. He might be aiming this for the middle, which he's played beautifully.
Well, that's a good way to get back into position, isn't it?
Sure is. He's going all over the table, but
I think he may have to take the
it's
tricky
making the
long one,
pots.
the one to the right of the black.
I can't remember if that yellow was touching. I don't think so. I think if
If he can pot that top right, that would afford pretty good position.
yeah, I think he can.
It's a
I can
missable
remember seeing it.
shot, though.
There you go. Yeah, you can see a gap. That'll go top right.
30 seconds.
France is surging. They're pumped. That's a great shot.
Well, this has been a most unlikely comeback. There was nothing really in the first few frames to suggest this.
During the bar, oh, look, they're passionate about their pool, France. And this sort of frame, I kind of just put it down to G&Ds. It's certainly not. He was losing position, but having to pull off big shots to claw back. It's come back enough. This is going to be an awesome pot out if he can finish off these two balls.
Yeah, that wasn't an easy shot either. He had to play with a lot of side to make that angle. Not done yet though. He's got to cut this yellow in.
No, that's right. It's got to cut the yellow and come out enough for the black. Well, he's going to take the black in the middle or one of the corner pockets.
It's going to come out enough. The question is whether he's going to come out too much.
Well, he's got choice as to how the strength he plays this with. Played it nice and soft to make sure he pots it steady. So number one priority in all these shots has been pot the ball.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's all he needs to do here, but it's not quite so easy with this one.
No, this one's even more degree of difficulty because he's queuing over the cushion as well.
I don't think he can just roll it into the bottom left-hand corner because the angle is to go in off to the middle if he does that.
Yeah, and he can't dig into the white too much because of the cushion. So he's got a little bit of a dilemma.
Yeah, he's got a couple of options, neither of which are very inviting.
It'd be heartbreaking if you made all those shots and then you pot the black and going off. Let's not put the mockers on him.
So, difficult shot this, queuing down. Got to keep yourself still and queue through this. Oh,
what a great
shot.
shot. That's brilliant from Victorin Labar of France to level the scores at 7-all after the end of the second set.
That was a quality finish. He was never really in prime position, but
That was,
just as you say, just kept potting the ball.
you said you need to get perfect position.
Yeah, never really had any
when,
position.
when you can pot like that.
That was a really good black, digging down on it. If he could have just rolled that in, it wouldn't have been such a bad shot, but digging down was hard.
But he needed to not to go in off. It was brilliant. And the scores are all tied up going into the third set, and France, you've got to say that you've got to give them a chance.
Yeah, well, we started off as the best of 21. We're now playing a best of 7 for this world title.
And you've got Mike King coming in against Cedric Lecollet. So, yeah, France had a very good second set. They won at 5-2. They lost the first 5-2 and turned the tables right round in the second. best of 21, playing a race to 11. France have got a ball off the break.
It's a pretty good break. He's got 3 balls.
Cedric Lequilec. Gets my king.
Red balls in play. 30 seconds.
So Ben Flack still coming in the traditional 7th position for the team.
Yes, they didn't have a shot in the last frame, so they could have enjoyed playing 7th in that set of 7 frame.
That's right, because Victor potted so many balls off the break and then went for the denomination that still had all the to the ball.
Yeah, there were very few balls left on the
Still
table.
cleared.
But
So he certainly got his money's worth that frame. Potted lots of balls.
yeah, potted 11 balls, didn't they, in that frame?
It's a nice red. Just seemed to playing against the nap. I think it started to lose its direction slightly. It was played slow.
So Mike King's won his first 2 frames. Both of them he's needed a second chance on the black, but in the early frames, in the early part of the frames, he's looked good.
So I wonder if a little bit of doubt is creeping into the English side. You wouldn't think so.
No, I think a little surprised probably. I don't think they were expecting the way they started. I felt this match could be over pretty quickly, but actually they've made a real game of it, the French. And now they've gone past just make it respectable. I mean, now it's anybody's game again, best of 7.
Especially if they can get one of these 2 frames to make it 1-all. They can be 8-all, 9-all. Make it really tight. Of course, as a neutral, that's what we want to see.
Yes, absolutely.
Had a brilliant under-23 final where it went right down to the last frame. So it's been a tremendous 2019 World Championship with record numbers participating.
Yes, those record numbers. I don't think we can quite figured out how we're going to seat everyone at the dinner tonight.
That's right. So this is Mike King at the table, playing Cedric Lecolec.
So I think we've got our graphic is wrong on the right-hand table. England are actually on yellows, not
Yes.
red.
So he's promoted that yellow to the top right-hand pocket.
France are 1 black ball on the left-hand table away from taking an 8-7 lead in this match. Nicholas Rimbot lines up this black. Oh, and he's missed it by...
Wow.
Has he had a bad contact there? He's missed it by so far.
It certainly looked like it was. Played it very slow.
I should say that, was it? No, sorry, I mislead you. It was Carl.
Yeah, because
Sutton
England's
missed
on
that.
reds. Carl Sutton missed. Yeah. France is on yellows and there's still yellows on the table.
Well, by the way, it was a surprising miss. Whoever played it. I think he must feel he had a bad contact. I can't see a player of Carl's calibre missing the ball.
Well, I haven't seen him black miss by that much for the whole
Or did he have...
15 days.
Lost track of what's happening here. Did he have 2 shots?
Maybe.
This is the trouble when you try and watch
soft.
2 matches at once.
Yeah.
Even more inexplicable miss if he had 2 shots. Well,
It's a great shot.
what a difficult way of winning the frame.
The the first shot was too easy.
Yes. What an amazing situation. If he had 2 shots to snooker himself and then spotted a far more difficult shot out of the snooker.
So England have taken an 8-7 lead in this 2019 World Team Final between France and England. It's Dan Eaton Lees against Jean-Michel José to come in next on the left table. There's Mike King and Cedric Collette continue to do battle on this right table. So England have edged ahead again. Nearly. So Mike King looking at that situation with that top right-hand pocket being covered. To maybe, I don't imagine he'd be keen to take that red out at the moment because all the yellows are potable if he does.
Yes, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Although he's playing yellows, so that the screen must be showing the wrong
Yes, our graphic has
graphic
been
as
wrong
well.
the whole way through this frame just to confuse us.
Yeah. So we can't take our eye off the action for a second.
So just to take stock of where we are, the score is correct at England 8-7 up, but England are on yellows on the right-hand table.
So it's England that have got that pocket covered. Top right-hand corner. That's France that have just played the reds.
So good thinking from Mike, getting the black over to the left-hand side where it's well covered by all of his yellows. So even if Cedric does find a way of potting the red balls, which isn't going to be easy either at the moment, he's got extra insurance.
Well, he's got that major problem down there that he's got red covered by yellow, and the black is nowhere to be seen to say maybe put it over there as well. So yeah, we've got to be favourite in this frame here on the right at the moment. If he finds a winning shot here, I'd like to see it. Looks like he's going to play his red. Wow. He's giving him the chance.
Yes, I mean, this kind of tactic against lesser quality opposition is often quite successful, where you try and encourage them to pot things. But
Yeah, I've played lesser competition and lost frames doing that sort of thing.
yes, I'm not sure Mike King is the right opponent for this one. He's too good to be leaving these chances.
I think Cedric doesn't want us to watch now
Yes.
with where he's standing.
I mean, there is the yellow above the black that isn't completely straightforward, but
But once he clears all those yellows, it will be. Oh yeah, sorry, the yellow behind the black, yeah, needs to do a bit of
I
work
mean
there.
that is the only saving grace.
And maybe that ball there is what inspired Cedric to play that shot. There's the answer.
Yeah, I mean I just think Mike King is just too good at clearing from this kind of position to be
That's right, and
giving him
that's
a chance.
just showing us exactly why. He's able to work his way in behind that yellow. He can take across to the middle. Yeah, I don't think Cedric would be feeling too well at the moment.
I mean, it's fair to note his options were a little bit limited, but that just didn't really seem like the one.
Yeah, but at least while your ball is there, you say, okay, you want to cover that pocket? well, my ball is covering yours, you make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, at least make it hard.
Yeah. Instead here we've got England about to take a 9-7 lead.
And Mike King will be happy to see this black. He's had a couple of tricky blacks in the last couple of frames, but this is an easy one.
And England take a 9-7 lead in this team final for 2019. The Supreme World 8-Ball Pool Championships, coming to you from the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool, England. So we've got Shane Thompson versus Francois Hotel coming on the right table. At the moment it's John Chapman racking up the balls. And on the left table in progress is Dan Eaton-Lees versus Jean-Michel José. So England have taken the first two frames of this last set after France had headed them at 7-all at the end of 14 frames. It's now England leading 9-7. Looks like a reasonable shot. So that's France to break. Francois Maratel. What can they do to keep France in this match? Unfortunately, it's a dry break and that's not going to help. Shane Thompson gets the advantage, gets the opportunity to take control of this frame. You've got the yellow and black top left, which is a little bit of a neutral situation. In those situations you tend to take yellows because that's the one nearest the pocket.
Yep, so as you suggested, yellow is the colour of choice.
Yellows is the one. And that you've got that slight advantage in the top left hand pocket. So is he going to take this yellow to the bottom right while it's on? Or is he going to cover that pocket as well to prevent those two balls going?
Yeah, I think this will be a bit adventurous to go for the clearance from here.
He's gone for it. I think he's missed what he was going for though. He's looking for that yellow on the left to be kissed and brought out to the open. So he's probably going to tuck this yellow inside between cushion and red. Played that nicely. He's left it open. But,
yeah, he hasn't quite got it right, has he?
no, if he wanted to get that right, I think he would have needed to play a bit firmer off the cushion and off the red. And then the yellow probably would have finished up where he wanted it. Now he's got a good cannon here. Hasn't done that well either, considering he needed to have a more think about that shot. So France, they caught up at 7-all, but it's like the intensity dropped off slightly.
Yeah, it was almost like they were relieved to be back in it.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's not like they've done a lot wrong since, but
No.
it's only a frame.
So it's France on the reds, England on the yellows. And the score is 9-7 to England at present. It's showing 8-7. The best of 21 frames, so it's a race to 11. Shane Thompson at the table at the moment. Yellow balls.
Over the other side of the arena, Dan Eaton-Lees is finding himself in a position that's all too familiar to him from the last frame, where he's on the black but can't see it.
See that shot even looks like a little bit of assistance for the French. Getting that extra red in the open. Going to look to run this red to the top right hand pocket. It's a good shot. It's a very thoughtful shot. It'll be interesting to see if there's obviously not touching. He's left that very tight. So Francois, actually not as tight as I thought.
Wow, a mistake from the French on the left-hand table left Dan Eaton-Lees a shot which he shouldn't really have had. Jean-Michel just looked to be in good position to steal that frame, but Dan Eaton-Lees eventually got the shot that he needed at the black, so England's lead now extended to 10 frames to 7.
With only one frame to go to win the title. And it's Lee Kendall and Carly Wepf to come in. So this frame between Shane Thompson and Francois Wepf is still in the balance. France on the reds appeared to be dangerous, and he's gone in off. This could be fatal for France. So Shane Thompson took the opportunity to get the winning championship frame for England. With 2 shots. He's clearing that ball over the pocket first. Try and find his way in the middle. He can methodically take these yellows. All eyes on Shane Thompson now. I'd like to have come back a little bit more, but he's got that yellow that he can run into the bottom right hand corner. It's a nice double by Shane Thompson. He's obviously not taken aback by the limelight, enjoying the attention. I'm sure he'd love to put these last 3 balls. Of course, he's got 2 shots to do it. Red into the middle, yellow bottom right. Black in the middle. Congratulations, England, World Team Champions in 2019. England men's team have defeated France 11-7 in this 2019 men's team final. World Champions, England.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to both teams on a great final. Let's hear it for the beating finalists, Team France.
Someone with a trophy on the table.
Once again, let's hear it for both teams. Team France and Team England.
Come on, look at you make a giant leap. No, everybody's